Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an author, speaker, and proud father. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello ladies, welcome to my spot. You need an access point to successful men. And ladies, I know, I don't care how much I get on here and say, hey, go for those, good guys, good solid guys. And no matter how much I say, get that guy that you can build something with, which is still the best way. Catch him before he's successful, but as long as he's on the path to success. But I know some women still don't want to do that. I know y'all nature. Shoot, you don't want to work. You don't want to take that risk. You don't want to be caught up with some guy for a few years and then he end up not really succeeding. Trust me, I understand. I understand perfectly. But you got to face the reality of actually getting a successful man. Just like on the men's side, men be saying they want that dime, that beauty queen, that star. Okay, do they have access to it? And that's the thing, because ladies, you gotta understand something. Now, y'all say, well, Rom, how would you know? And that was my peer group, very successful men, highly educated, successful men. That's been my peer group. Here's the thing about them. We ain't gonna get into what they actually like in a particular woman, because you know what? On a physical basis and on a personality basis, you might be exactly what he likes. Even despite your class, because class does play a role, but you know what? You might be like working a regular 9-to-5 job, minimum wage, something, but you got something going with you that turns him on sexually. Okay, yeah, he making 6-7 figures and all of that. And this is regardless, they say, well, you gotta be slim and all of that. You don't know what his choices are. Okay, you might be that. How you gonna meet him? That's the point. You can want that guy all you want, but you got to find an access point. What do I mean? You got to put in his environment. See, one of the things, guys who really make money, you ain't going to meet them on like some regular dating app. I'm just going to be real with you, because they ain't going to trust it. Plus, they're probably working so hard. In order for you to meet him and have a real chance at that successful man, you have to be in a place where he's going to be too. You have to find the environment. And then y'all just have to click. And there's still going to be some issues. He still got his preferences. But I'm just telling you what you need to do to even have a chance to get at that guy. Because it cracks me up. You'll see some women, we have videos, women saying, yeah, I want that high value guy, that 6-figure guy. Okay, so where are you hanging out at to actually meet that guy? We ain't going to get into whether or not that guy would actually want you. You got to meet him first. So where are you hanging out at? That's going to have a bunch of guys. What clubs you going to and stuff. Like, I give you a great example. I've used this example a couple times on my men's channel, because I've said several times, I've been, I'm that type of person just because of my background. I can hang out with some dudes on the street and kick it with them and all of that. And then hang out with some dudes on Wall Street and kick it with them. I can chill out on the corner or in the C-suite, wherever. And there was this one time, though, I remember, I talked about it on my men's channel, where I went to 2 parties like back to back, like 2 days in a row. One party was kind of a hood type of party. It was a pool party. And there was mostly working class guys there. They were cool and everything, but they had a certain energy, certain vibe to them. And then, a bunch of women and everything, of course. And they had a certain vibe to them. But then the very next day, I went to a hotel party with a bunch of, shall we say, bougie men and women, And this was in the black community. These were the best way to describe the women at the bougie party were black Barbies. All of them were in shape. Like all the women at the lower class party looked like they had just had a baby or something, even the slim ones. The ones at the other party, they look like they mastered ab exercises, totally flat. And this ain't to put down anybody's looks or anything, but it's a different vibe. And see, the whole thing was okay, where was the pool party was that kind of it was at this pool club, I think, but it wasn't like, ritzy or anything like that, kind of in the hood. Whereas the hotel party was in an expensive part of town. In fact, they didn't even advertise the hotel party. You had to know somebody to get there. It was in a ballroom in an expensive part of town. You had to be fly to just even walk through the door. So here's the thing with it. As a woman, do you have access to that upper echelon? Do you have access to the places that these guys are going to go? Because they don't. I'm telling you, when they party, I learned this partying, and the reason I even got into the party is because that was my crowd then. They don't let you know where they partying. They don't advertise. If they have an event, they ain't gonna let you know. You got to know somebody to even get in there. You got to know somebody, and usually these networks or word of mouth start on the job. Now, if you're on a job, you're with a bunch of professionals, you might have a shot. And that's another thing too, where you working at. But I'm gonna get into that in a second. But you would have to be someplace where you would even hear about where they socialize. And there's some other stuff you could do I'll get into in a second. But even then on the jobs, they might not talk to you. They might not talk to you and stuff. Might or might not. But you get a shot there. They might tell you where they rolling at. They might not. Or even just working in that environment. Everybody don't get to work at a law firm. Now you might be able to get a job, nursing job or administrative something at the hospital or something. Now on something like that, I'm talking about women who are typically not professionals. Now, if you're a professional, okay, you got better access. You got better access. That's your best shot anyway. But they're gonna be in different places. They are going to be in different places that you might not know about. Now, someplace you might be able to find out, either A, work at one of those more exclusive gyms, like you can go to a gym or something, or learn how to play golf, or be at that gym where you're going to have a bunch of them at, work there. Because I was thinking about the time I was at a, upper crust party, and I was thinking about the workers there, and I was just like, okay. If you someplace like that happen to catch somebody's eye or something like that. But even then, it might be, they looking at stuff. They looking at different things. You have to find that access point. If you want a shot. Now, of course, I've said several times on here, find somebody who's actually working to do something, build with them. Somebody more in your speed. Because on another level, that successful man, he's looking for a certain type of woman anyway. And he's paying attention to everything, every little thing. He's paying attention because he's got to have somebody who can walk around with him, who can represent him. So that's an important thing. You got to find that access point. I mean, it's a whole other conversation what you need to do to really even get through it. Because I'm going to tell you what, at that level, they're not getting online. They ain't gonna get online. If they get on sites like, YouTube, look at some videos, they're probably looking more at the business stuff, and then they might not comment. And typically not gonna do videos or something, You get some attorneys and some doctors who definitely do some stuff, some business people, but the vast majority of them don't. They got other stuff to do. So it's tough. But that's the thing to understand. You got to find where they at in your city, find a way to get in there. It's a whole lot to it. But the bottom line is you can want that successful man all you want, but you got to find an access point. All right. And ladies, you know me, I'm just going to be real about what's going on. So anyway, that's all I have for now. Get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.